We're starting off high.
We can get a two fools agree on that one. Oh, by the way, look, we got the wide shot.
There was you had accountability. Now what I can
Now all you need is a podcast and a YouTube channel.
No, not even.
Where give me the money. Show me the money.
Apparently there's a foo-foo page.
Shoot the J. Shoot it. Live at Facebook.com/Foolproof Entertainment Network. I need you on Twitter. I need you to repost the Facebook pages.
To raise a human before I would
trust a human to raise back wolves.
Before I would trust a pack of humans to raise wolves.
Right. I hear you. Yo, what up, fools? I am your host, Michael Reggie. As you can hopefully maybe see from the fact that this isn't a split screen, I don't know where Cliff is. I don't know what he's doing. You know, he likes to take his naps after work before we go on. And sometimes, you know, he'll have 12 alarms set and he'll still fuck this up. So I'm going to get this thing going by myself to kind of start off. And honestly, if he doesn't join us, then we'll go about half hour, 45 minutes, and I might tap out. We'll see what happens. But we got a fair amount of stuff to talk about this week. I know the title originally was talking about the Mandela Effect. I will wait for my partner in crime to talk about that. But for those that are joining us, I did want to cover off on a couple of things that popped this week. And, you know, the line that came to mind was, begun the Clone Wars have, but instead it's begun the streaming wars have. Both Warner Brothers / HBO Max and Disney announced some big things over the last week. So on the Warner Brothers front, Warner Brothers announced that every movie in 2021 will be available both same day on HBO Max as it is in the theaters, which that's a first of its kind. We've never really seen anything like that. You've seen a couple of kind of indie films do that, where they'll be in a limited run in theater and be on Netflix or, you know, something along that line. But what the model that they're going forward with, like they're going forward with Wonder Woman 84 here on Christmas Day, where it's going to be on or in movie theaters and on HBO Max same day. I mean, that could really change the game when it comes to streaming content. You know, I'm surprised a company didn't take a bolder step like that sooner, actually, with the pandemic and, you know, theaters shutting down. Like, even here in Columbus, Ohio, we have already seen, honestly, my primary theater is dropped, Lenox Town Center, AMC Lenox Town Center. And, you know, I think that one will come back. I don't know if AMC will be the buyer. I think, actually, it's already been bought out by another person or another theater company. But that's really, you know, that location thrives on college students. And so, you know, with colleges kind of being locked down and that kind of thing, you know, it's not surprising that happened, but it is surprising in the fact that, you know, that's somebody will make money on that at the end of the day. But, you know, it'll be curious to see as we start looking at things like HBO Max, you know, that's a way for them to jump like to the top of the game, in my opinion. I think Netflix is obviously still kind of the lead dog when we look at the streaming wars, just because they were the first. They've got the longest lineup. They've got the deepest catalog. They've done the most originals. They've done, you know, kind of everything at this point. They've branched from TV series into shows, and holy shit, there's my guy. You're a bum. And once you get on, I'll continue harassing you. But really, when you look at, you know, Netflix, they've got some challengers now between this thing with HBO Max and Disney Plus. Like, these are big time companies coming to play and jump in the sandbox. And honestly, personally, I'm excited about everything that Disney's doing. So, Mr. Jennings, you're a bum. Your mama raised a bum. You still asleep? You're not even unmuted. That's how unprofessional you are. You are still on mute, dude. You sleepy? Come on.
Oh shit.
I called your son and asked him to hop on because who the fuck knew where you were?
Man.
Now, question: Did you literally roll out of bed and hop on, or did you go take a piss and like do your little routine before you got going? Because I just took
routine.
I was running my own show, man. We were doing all right. We were talking about the streaming wars.
I rolled out of bed in this bitch. God damn.
You know, this is why we can't have nice things, Cliff. This is, you know, you're not professional. Dude, I will admit I actually fell asleep on the couch earlier, so I'm not mad at you. I figured you would hop on sooner or later, and honestly, I wanted to talk about the big news from HBO and from Disney and all that, so I figured I could do that while I was waiting for you because I'm sure you didn't. I'm not sure if you did know kind of what's been talked about there. So
what's going on with HBO and Disney?
So Warner Brothers, the movie studio, announced that all movies in 2021 will be released in theater and on HBO Max same day.
Oh, for real?
So what they've done so far is like Wonder Woman 84 is dropping on Christmas Day. They're going to do that with every single movie in 2021. So everything that they've kicked out of this year and bumped to 2021. So that's like, I want to say that's the Fast and the Furious franchise. Is it Fast and Furious? I can't remember if Fast and Furious is Warner Brothers or not. I know Dune is one of those. Wonder Woman 84. There's a fair amount. The Matrix. The Matrix 4. I don't know. There's a couple other ones. So those movies are going to come out in theaters and on HBO Max at the same time, which with that, like, that makes HBO Max an immediate player in the streaming game. And I mean, they were already players because they're HBO, right? Like they do have some of the most kind of premium content when you think like Game of Thrones and stuff like that. But when you're talking about blockbuster movies that were, you know, supposed to be theater exclusive and, you know, making $1 billion box office, and now you're talking about sending that to HBO Max, I tell you what, man, that's a quick way to bump up those subscribers. And with that, they got rid of all their 7-day trials, so you can't do that anymore either.
Oh, this has already gone into effect.
Yeah, so Wonder Woman 84 Christmas Day is going to be the first one.
Is that right?
Yep, so they've got a ton. And I want to say HBO, I think it's still 20 or 24. So it is one of the most expensive, if not the most expensive streaming services, but I mean, at the end of the day, man, they got the best content, too. Like, if they're the ones dropping things like Lovecraft Country and Watchmen and Game of Thrones and all that kind of stuff, I mean, it's worth it. It can be, and especially if
you selling them.
No, but what I'm saying is, especially if you're looking at movies, like, for me, my wife to go out, all right, so it's, you know, $10, $12 a ticket. So that's $24 just the ticket. That's before popcorn and drinks, which are another $20. And and you know, if we're lucky and mother-in-law is babysitting, fine, but you know, most families that's not necessarily an option, and you're spending, you know, $50-$60 on a babysitter that night too. So paying $20 a month for HBO, pretty cheap compared to that. So
well, if I didn't grab my box, let me grab my beer real quick.
You go. I'm gonna keep talking about this. So the other big thing that dropped this week is Disney announced a shit ton of stuff on their investor call this week. So they dropped, I want to say it was like 10 Star Wars shows and 10 Marvel shows, and I'm sure they dropped more, but those were the ones that I paid attention to. And so when you look at the Star Wars side of the house, we are finally getting an Obi-Wan series. It sounds like we are also getting an Ahsoka Tano series starring Rosario Dawson. Obviously, that's kind of a spin-out of The Mandalorian. And then they've actually announced one new show off the High Republic. And so what the High Republic is kind of Star Wars answer to what comes after the Skywalker saga. So, you know, for fans of some of the old video games from, Xbox One days, or actually the first Xbox days rather, not Xbox One, the first Xbox, and Xbox 360 days with like Knights of the Old Republic. It's kind of back in that era. It's not technically that era, but I think that's going to be the gist and the feel of the show. So they've got a show with that called The Acolyte. They've got, obviously, there are a couple of cartoons with the Bad Batch, and they've got a new droid follower series or something to that effect. And then they also are still moving forward with the Cassian Andor series. So that one has potential. That's, Cassian Andor from Rogue One, kind of looking at his life and how he got to join the Rebel Alliance. And, with him, they've already said in his backstory that, like, his family was massacred were separatists. So those were the antagonists in the prequel films. And then you jump over to the Marvel side of the house, and they had a ton of announcements there too. So Marvel has dropped trailers for WandaVision, for the new Falcon and Winter Soldier. So Falcon becoming Captain America, the new Captain America.
What the hell is WandaVision?
WandaVision is Wanda Maximoff. She's Scarlet Witch in the MCU.
Oh,
And
I was about to say.
it's the rumor around it is, I don't think it drops until January, but the rumor around it is that it's kind of introducing the multiverse to the MCU. So that one, I'm not sure about. It looks different, which I'm intrigued by, because it doesn't look like all of the other kind of superhero shows that they've done. But it also looks kind of the most off the wall, and it could hit or it could not. Now Falcon and Winter Soldier, that looks like 24 with second tier superheroes, which worked really well with The Punisher. So, Cliff, I don't know if you watched The Punisher on Netflix.
I did. I enjoyed that.
Yeah. It kind of looks like that. It may be a little bit more blockbustery. The Punisher felt pretty raw for the most part, like kind of low budget. But it was good storytelling and good action and all that. And then they've got Loki dropping, which is Thor's brother from the MCU. And then they announced a couple of other things around new movies that are slated for 2022. So they are continuing on with Black Panther 2, despite Chadwick's passing. They said they will not recast Black Panther, which makes me think it's going to be his sister that takes over. And I think she's had some controversy around her over the last couple of weeks with reposting stuff.
Wouldn't that be a recast though?
No, because she's already in it. So she may take on the mantle, but she would still be Shuri, I think, is the character's name.
Okay.
And I'll be curious to see if they kill, Chadwick's character off, or if he's just like missing in action, or maybe this movie will take place during the infamous snap from Endgame or from Infinity War, between Infinity War.
Never thought of that.
So that might be where it happens too. But yeah, so that was really kind of what I wanted to get into. There's been a ton of news this week talking about, just the different things that are coming on streaming, and I think it's about to be real interesting. Like, I tell you what, I've made the decision that when we move, we're getting rid of cable. I will keep some of the IPTV stuff for sports, or I will pick those up when I want to. But outside of that, man, it's all streaming. So I don't know that I'm going to do any. I think I'm done with live TV.
I mean, that's me for the most part.
I hear you. Plus, with cable still ends up being like an extra $100 on top of it. Like, all I need is the internet. I can figure out the rest.
All right.
So you gonna wake up tonight, man, or what's up? What's going on?
Shit, man. I don't know. See, that's the funny thing about it too.
What's that, sir?
I was laying down, and I wasn't even laying down to go to sleep. I was just laying down, like writing in my notebook, and I look up. And I'm like, okay, it's 8:15. Okay, so I got about 45 minutes where I gotta get ready. So I believe I even got up to use the bathroom and then went and laid back down, and it was a wrap from there.
Yeah. No, I joke about it all the time. Our couch downstairs, once you sit on it, and especially if you lay down on it, is over, man. I think that's a dad gene that kicks in after
Goodness
30 is when
gracious,
you lay
right,
down on a couch, it's over. You might as well go to sleep. You might as well just go to your bed
man.
because it'll be more comfortable.
And
You're gonna
I'm
fall asleep either way.
narcoleptic regardless, so shit. I don't
Ah
necessarily
well.
need the couch.
Oh man.
Mm.
So you got any inadvertent thoughts this week, Mr. Jennings? Anything to get us going? Since I've been
Yeah, I
talking for
did.
20 minutes straight.
Yeah, I did. I did. Let's relieve the ears of the listeners from your 20-minute ramble.
If you were on time, I wouldn't have to do this shit,
Oh
dude.
shit, well, if I was readily available, man.
It always comes down back to the white man's back. I understand.
Okay. So, okay.
You can't
I
yawn
just
during the
can't-
show, dude.
I
You're gonna
can't
make our
stop.
you're gonna make our listeners sleepy too.
Well, listen,
And
I
you
don't
know,
know if
Travie
that-
listens to us from the car, so he'll fall asleep in the car. It'll be all bad.
And I don't think he got that same fucking alert you got. Shit. But I don't know. Maybe it might help the views if they stay on for longer than
Longer than the 15 minutes, our average view time.
all right.
No, actually, in our defense, our average view time is actually like 40 or 45. It's gone way up.
Okay.
So our dedicated people are dedicated. They're at least
Okay,
bringing the
then.
average up.
All right, let me get it. Let me snap out of it. Shit, man.
Wish I could come over there and just smack you in the face real quick.
Man, might need it. Okay.
No kids over there? Can I text phone a friend?
No one's over here today. So my inadvertent actually stems into one of the topics that we were discussing today.
Okay.
And I mean, if anybody's tuning in, I'm sure they know by now. It has to do with the Mandela Effect.
Now, for those viewers, because I thought I knew what it was, but I still wanted to like look it up. So, what's the Mandela Effect? For anybody that doesn't know, because it's not. I mean, it's a newish term, but it's been around for a little while.
To my understanding, the Mandela Effect comes from Nelson Mandela, whatever. When he got locked up, a lot of people believed that he had died.
Died while in prison.
Right. And even believed that they had like read about him dying in prison or whatever, and then for him to come out alive, it was like
and be president of South Africa.
Right. It was like so basically what it is like the change in reality.
So the way I would frame it is like false memory. So meaning you have memories of something that never actually happened.
Right.
And usually it happens at like a societal or a cultural level. It's not just like one person. It's multiple people or a very not necessarily a majority, but you know, a significant number of folks. That was very
I don't know, I can't find the word. I'm still waking up. But my explanation was very let's just say other side-ish, because what I was getting at was like the explanation that they say for at least the conspiracy theorists is that, you know, our reality is layered with, you know, different dimensions, and sometimes they bleed into each other, and that causes the change of that specific reality. You know what I mean?
It's kind of like a multiverse philosophy where there are holes between the walls of parallel universes, and you know, the theory is that people either cross over or events cross over, and not everybody has the same recollection, because you know, the multiverse theory is there are infinite possibilities, and there's a universe that has each of those possibilities.
Right. Right.
Anybody interested in this? Go watch the third and fourth and fifth season of Fringe from Fox.
What in the fuck is Fringe?
Fringe was a sci-fi
Another
show.
right.
I think you would actually like it. Like
For
some of the
real?
stuff that they get into, because it's a lot of this kind of stuff. It's kind of like otherworldly, but they bring in a lot of the parallel or multiverse kind of phenomena in terms of like the last two seasons are actually, there's a hole between two parallel worlds that's getting bigger and bigger, and if the hole basically gets to a certain size, the two worlds merge and everything's kind of destroyed.
Right.
But in the meantime, like the two worlds learn how to kind of navigate back and forth between each other, and they work together to basically collapse the hole between the worlds. So there's a lot. There's some cool stuff around it, and they get into, there's more, because you'll see basically there's characters that you like get to know both versions of the character.
Right.
And the first time they do it,
that's interesting.
And the first time they do it, you don't know what's happening. Like the intro for Fringe, like for the first 3 seasons, is like this blue and blah blah blah, and then one season, one episode, it all goes red for like the intro card. And what's happened is you flipped from kind of our universe to the parallel universe. Like the big distinguishing mark is in the parallel universe, like the visual cue is that in the parallel universe, like blimps and dirigibles never went out of style because the blimp never exploded. And so that was still like one of the most popular means of travel, was basically by blimp. And so that's like the big visual cue when you flip between the universes, is that instead of there being buses and trains and taxis, there's like blimps going from building to building, which is, again, not anything big, but it's like, okay, that's a cool visual cue. So basically the Hindenburg never happened. Anyways, I'm sorry. I cut you off, but I didn't mean to digress.
Well, I mean, no, thank you definitely for recommending that potential snooze fest, but
Such a hater. I actually think you would like it.
That potential
Usually I'm pretty quick to say, nah, you wouldn't like that. I actually think you would.
You're right. You know what, though? The funny thing is, the last couple of times that you said that, I don't think I've called you on your bluff.
And actually gone and watched it? Well, that's the other side. I know I can say it because you'll never actually fucking watch.
Yeah, no, I don't think you'll catch me watching anything like that. So
I don't know where you could find it anyway, so that helps too.
Listen, that says that it's probably a lot of people that feel the same way I do.
Actually, with Disney buying Fox, it's probably on Hulu. But
Fringe.
anyways, going back, yes.
What right?
Pacey Witter's on it. Joshua Jackson
from Dawson's Creek.
Yeah, he's like one of the main
Mighty
characters.
Ducks.
Yep. Charlie Conway, who wasn't that good. Like, he really wasn't. He was like the worst of the Ducks, which is why he becomes a coach in the third one.
Was he the worst of the Ducks?
Or maybe he becomes a coach in the second one.
Yeah, I think it. Well, I don't know, but yeah. Nonetheless, digression. God damn.
Travi, ain't nobody watching Peacock, Travi. Next, go ahead.
Okay. Well, nonetheless, wherever we were talking about the Mandela Effect. So, my inadvertent thought stemmed from a Facebook post that one of my Facebook friends put up, basically, showing the movie, the Sinbad movie.
Yeah, with Sinbad?
With Sinbad as a genie, right?
That never happened.
And the post says,
you're thinking of Kazam. With
how many people remember this movie? There was a whole bunch of people that said, yes, I remember seeing it too. Now listen, here's the thing. And, it was funny because I talked to somebody who pulled up the video Have you seen the video
No,
that they
I didn't
got?
see the video associated with it.
There's a
No.
video of him doing the character. I don't know if it was like playing on the other end of the spectrum. I don't know if it's like a casting call for
Well, you know what it originates from, right?
what?
He was originally up for the genie in Aladdin before they gave it to Robin Williams.
Oh.
And see, I just made that up on the spot because I thought it was believable, and that's how gullible people can be about this shit.
Is it? Well, I'm saying. I mean, but how do you explain? How do you explain the video at all? That's what I'm saying. The
I
only
hear
thing
you.
I can think of is a casting call, possibly, but it couldn't even be that.
Was he up for Kazam?
And that's another thing I was wondering too. But this is way before that.
I mean, when Sinbad was wasn't he kind of at his height in the late 80s, early 90s? Isn't that when Kazam happened?
Yeah, no, I definitely
because Kazam was real.
Kazam was in the 90s.
Shaq really did do a movie,
right? And you know what? I think that Sinbad's might have been more believable.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you're wrong.
For real, but Sinbad's was Shaq's was in the 90s too, but if I'm remembering correctly, this is before that.
Well, isn't the whole point that you're not remembering correctly? This is a false memory.
Or maybe we are.
Or maybe the movie was so bad that Sinbad. Maybe that's why Sinbad's broke now and on cameos, because he spent all his money to like get all the copies of the Shazam with Sinbad so that nobody ever saw it again.
That could definitely be the case as well.
I mean, that's what they did. What was it? The Atari 2600 and the ET game. They basically rebought all of the unsold copies and buried them in the ground somewhere.
I once again, you are on your own. You're on your own with that reference. I don't know. But what I was getting at was, in the post, the guy says, because a whole bunch of people are saying like adamant, like, yes, seen it, remember it from back in the day. Dude says, yes, this is an example of the Mandela Effect / simulation theory is what he says. So I thought to myself, that could actually make sense for a lot of things.
So what makes more sense though on that front? So here's kind of where I push back on the multiverse theory, and I'm a sci-fi guy. I like thinking about the possibilities there. But right. I always go back to, what's a simpler answer? Simpler answer is even the one I gave. There was a movie. He did everything he could to bury it, and now there's no trace of it.
Listen.
Same with Mandela himself. Do you think it's not possible that apartheid South Africa put out news stories that he had died to basically quash his ability to lead from prison? I think that's also a possibility, and now they hide that shit. Like, I don't know. I think it's just as likely that corporations with money hide all this shit as it is we're living in, standby parallel universes.
I mean, and that's what I'm saying. All that makes sense except for the fact of the people
who remember.
Right. You feel what I'm saying? That's the thing. That's where the glitch in the matrix comes into play. That's where the ultimate proverb of if a tree falls in the woods
and there's no one around to hear it,
doesn't make a sound. You know what I mean? Because it's like there's so many things that go by unnoticed on a daily. So much to the point that even our government and criminals and things of that nature hide shit in plain sight because people believe that we're too stupid to recognize.
Well, and it's funny because a lot of movies like call that kind of shit out, like Men in Black with the two saucers at the World Trade Fair. right?
Right.
Where they're just there, and it's like, nah, those are there because they landed there, and we didn't know what to do about it.
Right.
So we built like this whole elaborate thing around it to make it seem like. And honestly, there's been a lot of talk recently that the U.S. government, the U.S. and Chinese governments are in talks with aliens right now. Like, who was it? Like the Israeli prime minister or ousted prime minister or some shit.
I actually had a hot take on that because I thought they said
it wasn't Israel. It was
It wasn't Israel.
No, I don't think it. But it was a Middle Eastern.
It was Israel.
I don't think it was. I think it was.
I'm pretty sure.
Iraq, maybe. Iraqi. I think it was more. I don't know. I'll look that up. I'll put it back out on Twitter. But continue. Yeah. I'm sorry. That wasn't important. My bad.
But yeah, I was wondering about that too. Talking about aliens said they hiding themselves until the American people are ready. I said, well, shit.
We just had Trump as president for 4 years. We're not ready for anything.
I mean, it ain't even about that. But honestly, doesn't that seems like that makes us the hood of the galaxy, right? Motherfuckers don't want to come around there. Don't show yourself around there, and if you do, you better dress like them so they don't.
Maybe like I would see them coming to China and the U.S. because those are the two biggest superpowers still. Like, yes, we've lost some standing, but China and U.S. are still the two biggest superpowers. Like, that would actually make a lot of sense in terms of. If they were negotiating with anybody, they would be negotiating with the ones that had the most military weaponry and whoever seemed to have the most power and influence.
That is the truth.
So, but again, parallel universe, that's already happened. Parallel universe, right, Trump actually won, and he's celebrating right now instead of crying about the fact that he's just now lost his 100th time for court cases. So.
Well, parallel universe, the society isn't as fucked as it is right now, so it may not be that big of a deal.
It may not be a big deal. Fair. Maybe he's a good guy in the other universe. I don't know.
I feel like
instead of taking out a page against the Central Park 5, he protected them in Trump Tower.
I feel like the parallel universe shit makes sense with a lot of things.
Like what?
Instantly, the first thing I thought to myself was, could that explain why everybody thinks that Gucci Mane is cloned?
That he crossed over.
Like, not even on funny shit, because my first thought to myself was, think about yourself. You know what I mean? There was a point in time where music meant a lot to me. You know what I mean? Like, almost to the point that I couldn't see me doing anything else type shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
And when I say that I have no urge to just pick it up myself, it almost seems foreign. It almost seems foreign for me to feel that way. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, that, not have any attachment to
music
anymore like that. It's almost like a trance, like a hypnosis to me. So it made me think like, well, could that alternate reality shit be real? Like, almost to the point that the change could be you as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, not just that thing changed, but everyone that recognized it did as well.
Well, I mean, that would be the philosophy though, right? Because if something were to shift between universes, so let's say you did experience that, but you didn't experience that in this universe, you experienced that in the other universe. At some point in time, what the philosophy is, I think, is that you traded places with yourself in that other universe. And so it's not that you just crossed over, it's that the one from this place crossed over there. And in the parallel universe, Old English is the biggest hip-hop star in Ohio.
That's some old Rick and Morty type
Well,
shit.
but I mean, that's the philosophy behind it, right? Like, so I don't know.
But
There's a
I
lot
mean,
of stuff like that.
I feel like when it comes to Gucci Mane, that would make sense. You feel what I'm saying? Like for someone to make such a drastic, because I think that's where it comes from, without being able to really pick at the mind of the masses when it comes to the situation. I think the thing that shocks everybody about Gucci Mane is that he made such of a drastic turnaround, and where you made it doesn't make sense. You feel what I'm saying? Like you're coming out of prison being a vegan and a vegetarian and this and that, and it's like, well, when did you figure that out? The day you got out?
Right.
Or have you been attempting to practice this lifestyle inside for a while? Like, what's going on here? You know what I mean? And then it goes to his mannerisms change, like the way he talked, the way he held himself. Like, to me, it looks like the same motherfucker, just that started taking care of themselves. But I can also see where people are like, nah, that's not the same Gucci. You know what I
I
mean?
got you.
Even the talking, the way he talk changed, and it was like, okay, all right. So it almost made me feel like, well, when you look at how you could feel in that situation, and that you're talking about yourself, you definitely can't put it past somebody else. And I found it very odd with the Sinbad situation, because I don't know if we have any Always Sunny in Philadelphia fans in the building, but they did an episode about it where
About
they were mocking the whole situation.
got it.
Where what the episode was, Dennis was writing a memoir about his sex life, and he was like so devoted to it, he ended up going crazy. Or not, he might not have gone crazy. Situation where he was put into a mental institution.
Got it.
Now in the mental institution was Sinbad was there. Now while he's in the mental institution, he's writing, he's trying to finish his book about the memoirs. Something happens, he wakes up outside of the what's it called, the mental institution. And I guess Sinbad made money off of the book, his book that he wrote in there about his memoirs. So he goes back to where the mental institution was, never existed. It's just a
Was
factor.
never there.
Right. And it was like, I was like, okay, is that the homage to the cast of Always Sunny saying, I remember that fucking movie too. Sinbad's fucking nuts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I feel like even if it was, because I always try to play devil's advocate, but even if it was a situation where he did a table read for Kazam, and they were calling it Shazam back then, or if it was
he would still have memory of it, and he would still, yeah.
Right. And after a while, I feel like you have to be like, yeah, that was what that was. Like, I was just acting out a part. They recorded it. That's what that was. There was no
I wonder if they did something like that. Like, it wasn't,
because there is video.
Wasn't he in wasn't he in a comedy show? Like, not, I mean, obviously he's a comedian, but wasn't he in like a sitcom? Like, didn't he headline a sitcom for a while? Was there a Sinbad TV show? Maybe they did.
Oh no, he was in
It's not.
I wanted to. He was in a different world.
But I'm wondering if they did something on that show, and that's really what people remember. You know what I mean? Like, because sitcoms and like family shows and that kind of stuff, they'll do
I know what you mean.
Off the wall episodes and shit like that all the time. Like, I'm thinking like, whether it's Boy Meets World, but even or any still, of those
if that was the case, don't you think that if that was you would have been like, well, yeah, I did in the episode of A Different World season 3.
No, because he likes the fact people are still talking about him. They got no other reason to talk about him right now.
first of all, him denying this is old as fuck.
We could book Sinbad on a show right now on Cameo.
I think he's bad. I heard he had like a stroke or something like that.
Oh, did
so I hope everything all is well.
All right. Well, I'm sorry.
I don't know how accurate that is or whatever the case, but
I just know he was one of the names that I saw on Cameo that I was like, we could afford that, and he's doing like Zoom chats. Like,
listen, I wouldn't mind Sinbad being so
we might have to look
speedy recovery. Sinbad.
2021. When we start getting donations, we'll start hiring people through Cameo to come on the show. For $500, you could get Sinbad on our show. That's $300 for him and $200 for us.
But what would that explain though? With that specific situation, you feel what I'm saying? The Sinbad one, because like we said, that would be you leaving your universe into this one. But if you're in a universe where everybody remembers it, but you're like, nah, it didn't ever happen. Like that seems
that's why you're the one that crossed over. So you know how we talked about earlier that if you remember it and a bunch of other people remember it and you crossed over but the rest of the world doesn't, that's because if you're the one that doesn't remember it, you're the one that was displaced with the other.
Let me follow. This is getting real deep. And I need to be able to follow correctly. All right?
All right.
That makes sense, though. That does make sense. But that led me down the rabbit hole as before of all of the different Mandela effects that,
So what are some of the ones that you came across?
The instant one that popped up in my head was...
Or when you started... the Captain Crunch one?
Yes. Yes.
All right,
yes,
so you won't be able to see this, but our viewers will. So give me just a sec. I gotta.
Are you there? Hold up.
All right. So while Cliff, I'm sure, is going to the bathroom, we'll pop up Captain Crunch, and as you can clearly see in Exhibit A, it is not Captain Crunch. It's Captain with the P and the N. Let's see if I can resize this. If I can zoom out.
Yeah, let me get right. Let me get right with y'all for this experience.
Oh, man. So let's see if I can flip back and forth. There we go. Captain. Now, this is one that got me too, Mr. Jennings.
You remember what you remember?
I remember it being Captain. I don't ever remember it being Cap'n.
Listen. Wait. I don't even know which one's real. I thought.
No, so the P''N is what's real. And it has always been P''N, apparently.
Well, maybe I'm on the other side.
So that's one where you crossed over?
Yeah, maybe I'm on the other side. You feel me?
So you thought it was... So which one did you think it was?
I thought it was Captain, and it was before Captain.
So it is Cap'n. That is what it always has been. I thought it was Captain.
And listen, is the nigga lying or does he have his boating license? Is what we need to know.
Let's see.
I thought he was always Captain.
Captain
Crunch.
He's more a pirate than he is a actual captain. Then he's not part of the Royal Guard. I don't know what he is. What about the next one you sent me? The Looney Tunes. Which one did you think was right? OONS or UNES?
I thought it was OONS.
Me too. Me too.
Tunes doesn't even make sense. Like that shit wasn't a fucking musical. Like I really don't understand that. That doesn't make sense.
I'm with you. That one bothered me the most because I was positive it was OONS. I don't
Yeah,
know.
for sure. I just don't get Looney Tunes. That one still to this day I'm kind of confused about. But you're putting these up?
Yeah, so they'll pop up when.
Okay, so give me the next one. I don't want to skip the line.
All right, so the next one is Oscar Mayer. Is it an E or an A?
Now here's the funny thing about that, right? Now here's what's funny about that is that
Everybody
I don't
knows
know.
the song.
I feel like I'm on both sides, right? And I thought it was my baloney has a second name. It's Mayer.
Which is what it is.
Now, I thought it was Meyer, right? And the song was just wrong.
I hear you, and I think what's different for us in Columbus and other places that have a Meijer like department store. So for those that don't know, in Columbus we've got like there's a store similar to like your Targets and your Walmarts that I feel like has been around here in Columbus longer, and it's Meijer, but it's Meijer. And what I think happens for those of us in Columbus is I think those two things blend. Because Meijer used to be like the game, the only game in town when it came to like it was like Kmart and Meijer. Those were the two before Target and Walmart.
But as far as like the spelling of a last name, I always thought
it was Meyer.
Right.
I'm with you.
It was always one of those things to me where it was like where people were just singing it wrong. You know what I mean?
Right. That the song was just wrong.
Right, where I thought it was Meyer, but the song, it kind of went more A to the sound.
Right. It just fit the song better.
I don't know.
Now, Uncle Dan is doing us a disservice and jumping ahead in the chat, but it's the Berenstein Bears. Versus the
right, I need to know
Bears.
that one. Listen, I thought
this one I was certain. This one I was certain.
They were Jewish.
It was Stein. Certain.
I thought they were Jewish, and what the history has now made them German. And I need to know the difference, right? That is a very important distinction between these bears.
But what's the fucked up part is like, so it's funny. One of my mom's friends dropped off a bunch of old children's books with us.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the first thing I noticed. I'm like, it's AIN instead of EIN. No, that can't be right. Like, they must have changed it somewhere along the line for X reason. But no, it's always been our AIN.
She was a quantum leaper.
Right. That's what I'm talking about. See? You talking about Quantum Leap. If you like Quantum Leap, you like Fringe. I'll tell you that.
I didn't listen. I just know a little bit about it. I ain't going to say I like it.
What was the next one we had? Oh, the C-3PO leg thing. So,
now, listen, I wouldn't know the difference.
Right. And honestly, like the way they highlighted it in the picture you sent me, this one doesn't bother me because it's all about the lighting. Like in certain lights, yes, you can tell that it's more silver, but in other light, like this picture you sent me has been touched up, and they've made it more silver than it actually appears.
Okay.
So that's where I'm like, yes, it's always been silver, but it's hard to tell because in certain lights, when the light reflects off, it looks gold too.
Right, like reflecting off the other leg type shit.
Yeah, so that one doesn't bother me as much.
But it is silver.
Right, it is silver.
Okay.
So the Febreze one got me.
Now, Febreze, is it what, 1 E or 2?
Mm-hmm. And what did you think it was?
2?
No, it's 1. And I'm with you. I thought it was 2 as well. Like and that's one that I'm not sold that it hasn't always been. But yes, it's 1.
It's a 1 E.
It is 1 E.
Febreze,
yes, exactly.
Okay.
All right, what about Skechers?
Now listen. Boy, I wouldn't know.
This one got me.
I wouldn't know nothing about no Skechers.
You don't do your shape ups? Come on, man.
No. about don't light up Skechers.
That's right. The light up ones back in the day. Those were the shit.
Man. Now what is the explain to me Skechers?
So is it TCH or just CH? In sketch.
I mean, I see on the sign it's just CH. I would not know.
See,
I wouldn't know.
I thought it was TCH.
I wouldn't even be able to give my input on Skechers
That's an old white man version.
or C3PO. Those two.
All right, and I think the last one I have is at the end of the song, "We Are the Champions." Freddie Mercury. Does he shout out "of the world" or not? And maybe that's just because, like, I feel like they do in the Mighty Ducks rendition of it.
Uh-huh.
And again, it's all about what you grow up with.
Right. And I think that's exactly what it is that movie, because I do know that in the original song he doesn't say it. And I think that could, like you said, just be a mix that they put together for that movie.
For that particular
movie. You know what
movie.
I mean?
Yeah.
That's not so much shocking or surprising.
No, and I'm with you on that. Like, that one doesn't, like, and plus, there may have been a version where he did. You don't know. Like, I mean, I'm sure he sang that song 1,000 times.
He sent the wrong file.
Right.
Over,
the wrong 8-track.
Disney with the Ducks, and was like, fuck, is that the one? That's not the one I meant to send.
Oh,
he sent the wrong 8-track. I think they were a little outside of that. They might have been at cassettes.
They might have had cassettes. There you go. Oh, so what do we got going on? Anybody in the chat, you got any that have surprised you as of late, or something that you've kind of gone back on? And by the way, Cliff, you are driving me crazy because your camera is cutting off half your face.
That's how I like it.
Thank you, sir. That makes me feel better.
That's how I like my camera. All right.
I hear you. But anybody in the chat got anything that you've seen or you've read, like, and Dan, I get that you looked at the same kind of top 3 list that we did. That's fine.
There was a whole bunch of them when it came to like movies and shit.
Was there? I don't know that I got that deep into it, so I only looked at a couple of lists. But those were the ones that kind of jumped out at me. Like, yes, I know there was more. Like, Fruit Loops was another one. Is Fruit Loops spelled like fruit, or is it spelled O-O?
It's just one I don't remember.
And I thought I remembered it as UI, but then I remember also the two, like, there were two Fruit
like
Loops in each word, right?
I do feel like that is a fond memory, but that one I just don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I don't know if that was a special edition box. You know what I mean?
Right.
Lord knows Toucan Sam has died and come back a few times. So I'm sure that the box that he has graced us upon has been updated a few times as well.
Right. Well, I mean, companies like to redesign their logos and shit like every 3 years at this point. I mean, for the longest time, companies didn't touch their logos. Like, you would go 10, 15, 20 years without touching your logo. And now it seems like companies want to redesign their logo every 3 to 5 years, and it's just absurd.
Yeah, I mean, I don't.
I mean, Netflix has been around for what, 20 years? They've probably had 30 different logos. And most of it has just been like font changes and little things, but at the same time, it changes. And Amazon does the same shit. Facebook's done the same shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dan chiming in with he remembers Han shot first. So do I, Dan. Han shot first, definitely.
Yeah, it's another
Star Wars
sci-fi
one that's gonna go by you. It's fine.
Right. I don't know. I don't know those. I'm trying to remember. I did see a whole lot of movie ones. But see, movies are tough though too. You know what I mean? It's
Well,
easier
because
to
they get
flash.
edited and they get stripped down for TV and like depending on when you saw it, like the one that always got me was like Kindergarten Cop because
Didn't think of that.
for the longest time Kindergarten Cop and there were
Is
probably
that with
like
Arnold
three.
Schwarzenegger?
Yeah. Who
Okay.
is your daddy and what does he do? Our mom says our dad's a real sex machine. Um, but
I,
I had so many video, like a lot of my movies growing up, my dad bootlegged on the VCR. So it was the TV edit versions. You know what I mean?
Your dad was like, listen, we just don't want you to be around that kind of profanity.
No, it wasn't that. It was he
It's
was a
cheap.
pioneer. He was pirating shit before people pirated shit.
Listen, I'm not mad. He was a real Captain Crunch. Shit. I'm
Oh
not mad at
man.
him. You hear what I'm saying?
Oh, the other movie one is the Star Wars quote, like no, or Luke, I am your father.
I am your
No,
father.
it's no, I am your father. So that one's a common one that gets brought up a lot. There's another. I feel like there's another Star Wars one that comes up a lot too, but I'm blanking on it. But a lot of the times that's what it ends up being is like movie quotes that are misquoted,
Right.
which it's what fits on a shirt better.
Like Oscar Mayer.
True.
Is what I'm trying to say.
Well, does your baloney have a second name, Cliff?
Well, my baloney. My Bologna.
Bologna. B-O-L-O-G-N-A.
Listen, okay? Winnie the Pooh and Barney.
What are the so I don't know why this kind of triggered this. What are like the theme songs you remember from shows growing up? And this is kind of an inadvertent thought trailing off of this conversation since we're being reflective in terms of things in the past. So I'm curious, like what comes to mind when you think good theme songs from, sitcoms or whatever, TV shows growing up? What are the ones that stick with you?
Family Matters, of course. What's it called?
Now, wait, Family Matters was. Why am I blanking on how that one starts? That's not It's a Rare Tradition these days and age. This day and age. Just read any good news. Is that one on that one?
Uh-huh.
Okay. I always get that and the Full House one mixed
When
up.
you asked me, it's crazy because I was singing it in my head. When you asked me, it went completely blank.
It's a rare tradition this day and age to read any good news on the newspaper page.
Uh-huh.
Tradition of the grand design. Some people say it's even harder to find.
That one it immediately comes to mind as those days go by.
That was a good one. Similarly, the Full House one sticks with me. I think it's more because we watched the Full House on Netflix recently.
What's the
Damn, why am I blanking on it? It's hard when you get caught out on the spot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because they did like a Carly Rae Jepsen version for the new show for the Fuller House. I'm blanking. The Full House one's another one though. I mean, there aren't like good theme songs anymore. Like shows don't do theme songs anymore.
That's because it took. Well, really, I mean, let's be 100. It's the same reason why there's drum machines now and not live drummers because you don't. That's one more motherfucker to pay. That's
and it's fun.
More mouth at your table.
Right, and it's funny. My wife and I have been noticing like HBO and Netflix both have their own stylistic versions for intros. Like HBO, everything feeds off of the Game of Thrones intro. It's all kind of a take on like the Game of Thrones intro. Like all their hot shows, they all use kind of similar intros based on Game of Thrones. And then similarly, Netflix does the same kind of like typography and sliding imagery that, you know, for all across their shows. Like, to your point, yeah, there's not a lot of creativity going on at that point. It's a lot of, you know, just repurposing the same shit. Like, oh, how this worked for Luke Cage, let's use it for the Queen's Gambit kind of stuff.
And then who's gonna write it? Speaking of, I watched that. I found that all right. But I can only take that in small doses for some reason. I don't know why.
Was that the Queen's Gambit? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, I couldn't, and I know it's.
I'm with you.
And I couldn't even watch it all the way through. I'm like,
no, I'm with you. Like, it's I actually probably could have watched it all the way through, but it does get slow at points. But I think it's an engaging story.
No, it is. It's a good thing.
I like the way they did the visualization, like how she would basically get high and lay in her bed, and like the chess pieces would move across her ceiling and shit.
Right. What kind of drugs she take?
Right. Tranquilizers.
What kind of drugs was they giving them kids? That is a good fucking question, man.
Oh, you know what we've been watching lately, though?
What?
Do you have Hulu?
Uh-huh.
Have you watched Pen 15?
No.
Oh man, that is a middle school trip.
Is it?
So what's fucked up is the two main actresses, even though it's about girls in like 7th grade, the two main actresses I think are like 34.
Really?
But and they may age. I'm sure they age them down digitally, or it's all makeup or whatever. But it's like there's one episode. I'll give you an example of an episode to give you kind of a flavor of the show. There's one episode where they get their first AOL or AIM screen names, and it's their first time kind of being on chat online.
Uh-huh.
And they get catfished basically. And I don't know that you find out that they get catfished towards the end, but it's shit like that. So it's like things that resonate definitely from a middle school. And honestly, the first couple of episodes, I'm like, yeah, this is funny. Like, I relate, but it's not like deep to me. My wife was dying through the first like 3 or 4 shows because she was like, this was middle school as a girl.
So the main characters are it's what's the, like
it's
girls?
2 girls. Yeah, it's 2 girls going through like 7th grade. 7th grade is the first season, 8th grade is the second season. Or maybe it's 7th grade for both. But yeah, it's funny. Like I had heard good things about the show, but I hadn't actually like gotten around to watching it. And we've been in, you know, we finished up Queen's Gambit, and we finished up something else. And so we were just looking for something. And I'm like, well, Pen 15 is like 30-minute episodes, which is nice, and
right.
it's a good palate cleanser after like more serious dramas, whether it's This Is Us or whatever HBO's doing or whatever. Like, it's a good palate cleanser after that kind of shit. And it's good. It's funny. I recommend it. I highly recommend it.
Yeah, as ignorant as I am, I wouldn't immediately. I'd probably skip over a show called Penis. You know what I mean?
No doubt. And honestly, I did for a long time too. But we got to a point where it was just like, all right, we got nothing else to watch. Fuck it. Let's throw it on. And I'm glad we threw it on. I'll put it that way.
That's what's up.
So
I might have to check it out.
I mean, I know everybody, as far as this quarantine thing goes, like, people are running out of shit to watch. That's one that I would go back and watch. We tried to watch A Teacher, which is another Hulu show, basically a teacher who hooks up with one of her students, and Shar said that one hit a little too close to home, so we couldn't watch it.
Well, lucky for you, none of her students' balls dropped yet.
Right.
It sounds like you be fielding the ground roll double.
Oh man, I got in trouble. So this isn't an inadvertent thought. This is more just a story of life. I got in trouble. Was it yesterday? Was it last night? Maybe the night before. No, it was last night. Andrew went around saying that he had his Nerf gun and he was shooting at, you know, me, his mom, and his grandma. And he was like, he turned to his mom and his grandma, was like, yeah, I just shot you in the vagina. And I did exactly what you're doing right now. I did the spit take and the cough. To the point where I had to remove myself from the room. Like, I had to leave. Like, I could not stop laughing. I was turning blue laughing.
What were their reactions? How did that talk go?
I mean, it's something that, like, we're pretty open in the house in terms of, like he said, well, I have a penis. What do you have, mommy? Like, we've had that talk, right? But, like, just the way he said it and, like, how proud of himself he was, I about died. I about died on the floor.
Man. Not with the P, too. It could have been worse.
Right. The vagina.
It was probably a millisecond, but your mind was like, no.
Oh, man. No, man. I mean, usually, I mean, my son's funny. Don't get me wrong. Like, he's hysterical, but there are times when, like, I know I shouldn't laugh, and I just have to. Like, for example, I'll give you another example.
Sometimes you can't hold it in.
My wife is going to hate me for this one, too. So this was a couple months ago. We're laying in bed, and, you know, we read them books every night or whatever.
Right.
Usually I read a couple, Char reads a couple, and then it's bedtime. Well, he leans over. So I finish my books, and he hands Mom her book. And he turns to her, and he's like, Mommy, my butt has a secret to tell you. And he stands, like, he immediately turns, puts his ass in her face, and he lets one rip. I fell out of his bed laughing so hard. I was like, how does he come up with this shit? He was like, Mommy, my butt has a secret to tell you.
He was supposed to do it real low and slow, like. You gotta whisper them.
I mean, in fairness, the next like 3 days ago, he was sleeping. It was time to get up or whatever, get ready for school.
Man.
And I laid in bed with him, and he turned over, and I thought he was just acting like he didn't want to get up. And he blew me out of bed with one, dude. Like, this was an old man fart that just went.
Oh, man.
And I did the whole, like, oh, no!
He Matrix back out the room.
And, you know, fart jokes aren't usually my thing, but that shit had me dying.
Oh, man. That is the fun of a little boy.
Oh, he's all boy, I tell you that.
You fart on a little girl, they just smack on you. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Oh, man. Now, other than...
What else you got, sir? We're about halfway through the show. I mean, I'm about halfway through the show. You're like 30% through the show.
Man, shut the hell up. I was like 15 minutes late.
It was 15.
Was it 15?
It was 15. It was 17, but...
It wasn't no 17. I had to plug in that shit. That's why I had my alarm set for 8:30. Listen, you lucky I got all that done that quick.
So what else, man? What else we got to talk about?
I got some other shit. I got some questions.
You have some origins? You got some origin questions for us?
I do, actually.
All right. Let's foolish origins. What do we got?
I do, actually.
Is that what we landed on for the topic? I can't remember. Did I have something better?
No, I think it was just Mandela is all you put for the top. Oh, you talking about
I'm talking about for foolish origins, the segment.
I think that's still under construction, my brethren.
All right. Fulgens, I think, was what was recommended from the chat.
Right. Uh-huh. So we'll start it off slow. I tried to keep them as closely in relation to the holidays as possible.
Okay.
And we'll start it off easy too. So we'll start it off with Scrooge. Where do you think Scrooge came from?
I mean,
I mean, I know the person.
Yeah, it came from Charles Dickens and a Christmas Carol or whatever.
So the character,
right,
Ebenezer
Scrooge.
and
but I'm with you. I feel like that was like John Everyman, right? Like there's a reason why it was Scrooge. So, Scrooge you. Like, I don't know, is that it?
what was that?
Like Scrooge you.
Oh no. Couldn't be. I wouldn't imagine.
I don't know, man. You know, those literary masters, they were very subtle.
Well, I mean, you know what? I mean, shit. If you never know. Dickens could be talking about somebody he knows, and we could just
right.
be, you know,
we could just making assumptions that it's not a real person.
Not even that. Like, you know what I mean? Like you being like how we do Tekashi. Like you being a real Tekashi
right now.
You know what I mean?
I mean, it's possible. That's probably what it was. It was probably a real person.
People were like, "Yeah, you're being a real
Scrooge right now."
I mean, we used to do that back in the day too, with like our neighbors. I won't say any names because all of
well, didn't we talk about it?
Gone.
Didn't we talk about it here? Like, isn't that Gaddis down the street?
That's the first one that came to mind. You being a real Gaddis right now.
And in her defense, Tim was parked in the handicap parking spot.
Listen.
She is one of my favorite neighbors now, so it's okay.
Well,
and her real name is Gloria, by the way.
The Cumberland Ridge Gaddises are gone, so God bless them.
God bless the dead.
Mm-hmm. Give them a hug and a kicking ass for me.
Sometimes that's what they need. I don't know.
You know. But okay. Scrooge. We'll skip that for now. Well, listen. Now this one should be easy too. In the holiday times, I gotta be one of these a lot of the time, and I try to be. Where you think
Grouch?
You said Grouch?
Or Grinch?
Listen, well, Grinch, I feel like Grinch falls in line with Scrooge.
Oh, you think that's where that came from? All right.
I feel like that's exactly where that came from. That was just Dr. Seuss's, translation into his world. That's
a real Grinch.
Right. But that was Scrooge. But no, not a fucking Grinch. Penny pincher.
It was a dude who used to pinch girls named Penny.
Well, apparently he was real good with his money. He's pretty financially savvy, huh?
I guess so. Well, that's why. He didn't actually spend any money on them. He just pinched them.
Oh.
He just grabbed some ass. Penny pincher.
He had a coupon for the for the ladies of the evening. He said, "Now listen, now, baby, I ain't got."
No, you know what it was. You know what it was when somebody would go to pay at a cash register or pay cash, and they would kind of count out the money and put it in their hand, and they'd hand it to the cashier, and they pinched the pennies and took them back.
That's a good.
That's my explanation. I'm sticking to it.
You know what? I'll give you that one because I didn't see it coming. There it is. Fools agree on that one. I did not see that one coming. Listen, I give you a 9.5, sir.
I don't know if it was worth a 9.5. I'll take an
Nah,
8.5 though.
It was good. I'll take it. Okay. All right. Well, let's keep it on par with the finances of the holidays. Let's go with chump change.
Chump change.
Where you think chump change came from?
Like that's chump change. Because that's more like I'm trying to think of like how you use chump change in a sentence. Can you give it to me in a sentence, Mr. Jennings?
That's a response you won't. That's not a good sentence. Okay. How about fuck it? That response is gonna have to work. How about sure you can borrow that $5? That's just chump change.
So what would chump change be? What's a chump? You know? That's more about like what's the definition of a chump? Like where does chump come from?
Like a chump is like a
I mean, I know what it is. Like you a chump, man. You like you know what I mean? Like it's like you a buster or whatever. You know how I went busted right there? You hear me? Yeah, that's right. I grew up around black folks. That's right. Chump. I don't know. Let me I think about that one a little bit. I feel like I want to. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't have a good answer for that one. You got any thoughts on it?
I don't. Well, let me stop. Let me not throw that out there.
See, I might put this one up with Scrooge. This might be somebody used to know that it was just called Chump, and then he started being real chump. And
nah, I think this was just a bum who never had enough.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like
basically
put in on shit.
So even chump change means like, oh, even he could do that. Like that kind of so chump change would be like even the chump could give you that kind of money, right? Is that what you mean?
No, that would that's the way to look at it. That's a different perspective. Yeah, but the way I see it at least would be like the motherfucker when it's time to put in on this shit and you always coming up short.
Right.
The little chump change.
She's a little chump.
You know what I mean?
It's like a derivative of like you little chub. Like you ain't got shit.
Listen, in case that got lost in translation.
See, the problem is when it's just me and you pick up on my one-liners. Like when we've got more than just you and I on, sometimes you miss my one-liners and they get you on the replay.
Oh man!
Speaking of which, thank you for sending me the list from Val, and I'll try to get around to it this week. I'll see what I can do.
I got one right here.
What you got?
What about mistletoe?
You know, somehow I thought you were going to ask me about that one, and I still don't have an answer for it. Let me think. So mistletoe. So mistletoe is just the plant, right? So that's what the plant is called. Why is the plant called mistletoe?
Sounds like an aggressive fetish act.
Well, I was going to say it sounds like an aggressive camel toe. And I'm trying to think of the flower itself. Like, does that work? I don't know.
It would have to be on a mission. That motherfucker moving, right? That's a camel toe on a mission.
Mistletoe. Mistletoe.
Camel toe on a mission. That motherfucker moving, right? That's a heat-seeking missile right there.
I don't know. I got nothing.
Oh shit! Yeah, I have no idea. Where do you get this? Where do y'all get this?
Why is that the common name? All right, I might have to look this one up.
Listen, you gonna phone a friend?
I am. I'm a phone. Wikipedia. Oh, it's just a combination. Like, I don't have a good answer for this one. This one is just, it's a German word combined with something else, and so that's how it became.
Leave it to the Germans.
Right.
I bet they've been mistletoeing hoes for years.
That's what it comes from. So this is another blowsy. Instead of like finger banging a girl, you do it with your toe, and it's called a mistletoe, which is why you kiss after it.
That's a toe with a target right there. I said it sounds like an aggressive fetish sex act.
I like it. Run it. That's a good one.
Shit, those damn Germans.
Any other?
I got a couple more here.
All right, what you got?
I got something else. We gonna touch on something. We gonna break up the holiday, and then I got one other. Yep, I got one other holiday. I'll call it game.
Okay.
I will call it a game. Okay. What about chestnuts? That's another one I found to be weird. What about chestnuts? Where do chestnuts...
Well, because the chestnut, so a chestnut is an actual kind of nut, right? Chestnuts are just nuts that look like nipples. So they're your chestnuts.
That's not bad. I thought it was another money shot.
It might have been like chestnut. Yeah, I hear you.
I thought we were talking money shots.
I just thought it was your nipples. These are your chestnuts.
That's a good one. Didn't think of that. That didn't cross. Listen, see, that's why, right?
My man.
Because that one didn't cross my mind. Okay, now where did ho 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 come from? What kind of fucking deviant are we letting in our houses?
Well, because Santa's a pimp, man.
Question.
I mean, if you're giving gifts to all people all the time, you know he's got girls chasing him. He's like, ho ho ho.
Oh, they was paying with pussy back in the day. You know they was paying with pussy back in the day, and Santa was like, milk and cookies, baby. Leave me some milk and cookies.
Leave me some milk and cookies and some ho ho ho's.
Listen, them little motherfuckers. That's why all the kids was sneaking down in the morning, because they was like, what the fuck? I saw mommy kissing Santa Claus. Get the fuck out of here.
And she's a ho ho ho. Yes, exactly.
You wonder why Michael Jackson has so much fucking issues. Because he needed truth. He needed truth.
He did.
Santa's fucking your mothers.
I mean, I think that's the implication of I saw mommy kissing Santa Claus. Like, it wasn't just kissing, dude.
Man, that's crazy. Oh, man, this is a crazy holiday. I knew this wasn't Jesus' birthday.
Oh, man. Too much.
Oh,
too much.
Shit. That's funny to me. Okay, let's break it up. Let's break it up.
All right, what else you got, sir? And I want to thank you for the last couple of weeks, by the way, for picking up some of the slack on topics and that kind of stuff.
What you mean?
I've been busy and I appreciate it, and you've been doing a lot of the work behind the scenes lately. So I just wanted to give you a shout out for that because I will acknowledge to have been slacking, maybe too strong, but like I've been busy and I appreciate you.
No, I mean that's how life goes. I don't know if I deserve a thanks. I've just been bullshitting, you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, but you've at least been giving us something to prep with, because I know I have been dropping the ball on that front. So
you know what is funny is that I'm sure by now the people that have listened enough can tell. Well, I'm sure the people who've never listened can tell. Let's be all the way real. When you come up with the topics, is when I come up with the topics.
That's fair. That's fair. Although I don't know, Mandela Effect. You know, that one could go either way.
That one could go either way. But listen, all I'm saying is I'm flying by the seat of my pants. Like I said last week, Jesus take the wheel. And I wish my guy would grip it a little tighter for me, because I'm still on and off and on.
Which,
ramp.
by the way,
off and on ramp.
Which, by the way, I do have to criticize you a little bit on last week. Dude, sometimes you just gotta let it go, bro.
Well, no, see,
you kept coming back to the same thing, and we're like, we get it, but that's not like, all right, we agree with what you're saying in principle, but we're trying to move on.
And I get that, but see, I guess when, and this is,
and I think this is the reason. I think this is similar to some of the conversations we had around some of the early COVID conversations and early political conversations.
Right.
I hear what you're saying. I do. But that was what he was on to talk about, is what I'm saying.
Well, see, this is what I was about to say, just to get on and get off it real quick.
All right.
Is that the issue is we started from a point that a lot of people can't use. You know what I mean? Let's be honest.
And I think that's what I'm saying. I think that generally speaking, I can agree with you on that, but like we acknowledge that may be the case, but we were also trying to move on.
Right, and I definitely get the moving on thing, but
I get if you don't have that frame of reference, I understand what you're saying. So, I think we made it through the conversation all right. We managed to change it up there towards the end. So,
and the people that. And that's what I'm saying is the people that get it or that are on that level, don't need the conversation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
well, and that's also where
where you're talking to the me's more so than the thems.
I hear you, and I think that's where it was like, all right, let's talk to the thems for a few minutes here, and then you did a good job in terms of wrapping up the show and changing the directions there at the end. So I thought that was good, but. I did want to give you some grief about it because you went on your little cliff spiral circle.
It's another, and not to get on a tangent, but it's another thing where it's like you're talking rigged. You're talking a rigged game.
Yeah. I hear you.
And it's a mandatory rigged game. Most of the time being black. We could listen. Of course, it's mandatory, but at least I can stay the fuck out of a lot of people's way.
True. And this is something that you can't stay out of the way with when we're talking about credit and all that. Yeah,
is what I was getting at. So, but
Malcolm, the reason why camel toe, the foolish origin for camel toe, is that it looks like a camel toe. That's why. That one's easy.
Malcolm. Have you not seen a camel toe before?
Oh, good. Did I miss his birthday? Has his birthday happened or is it coming up?
Shouts to Neff, his son, my nephew. Elijah's birthday is today.
Okay.
Little Nut's getting a little bit bigger.
There you go.
But
and I want to give a shout out to a mutual, I'll call it an acquaintance of ours, Liz. And the only reason I know this is Liz's birthday is 12/12, and for some reason I've always remembered that. So happy birthday to Liz.
Well, tomorrow, happy early birthday.
Happy early.
Who's Liz?
We went to school with her, 8th grade.
Oh, I didn't.
Tall, pale, red. Or no, 7th grade. 6th, 7th grade.
Okay.
She was a St. Cat's.
In middle school.
Yep.
Right. Well, Happy birthday there.
There you go. I don't know why, but like the fact that her birthday is 12/12 has always stuck with me. So
I used to run into
you always
her
used to
at
shout her out.
Kroger on High Street
Oh, okay.
when I used to work over there.
Got
Not
it.
there, but around there.
Or in that area.
But other than that, I wanted to get your opinion on, and first and foremost, I wanted to touch base, and not even touch base, but I wanted to congratulate Mike Tyson and Roy Jones.
Oh, yeah.
They brought in 1.6 million views on their pay-per-view, which is one of the biggest fight. That's bigger than Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder too. You feel what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
They got more buys than a lot of motherfuckers get.
And you know a bunch of people bootleg that shit. So
listen, Lord knows I didn't pay for it. I just watched it on YouTube.
How'd that fight go? Like, I didn't really watch it. I know it was a couple weeks ago now, but like Tyson, did I see Tyson won? And
Cincinnati Love Boat. What the hell is that? You help me teach me some shit. Give me the origin of that before I can give you the what is this pertaining to? Is this a sexual act?
Yeah, you're gonna get that dirty Cincinnati love, Bo. I don't even know what that would be. Like dirty that's a redneck and
Cincinnati Love Boat, not a tugboat, not a. Okay. I don't know. But where were we until we get more on that topic?
Tyson Roy Jones.
Oh, the fight. It was good. I mean, it was as good as it could be. You know what I mean?
And what was the result? Did it end in a draw or did it?
Yeah, it was never gonna be any decision in it because it was an exhibition, so it was a draw. But I only brought that up because everybody's been talking about how Jake Paul knocked out Nate Robinson.
Right, and it was dirty.
Yeah, listen, that was.
And I don't know, like
that was hilarious. I'm not gonna lie, like, and it was the ref's fault. The ref should have stopped that earlier. Like before that last knockdown, and it's funny too because I've seen this look in a lot of people's eyes. There's a specific look where he got up, the ref was counting in his face, and as he was counting, he was coming back.
Right,
like
where
coming
he's still
back
waking up, yeah.
Like acknowledging the situation he was in, and you could realize that he wasn't happy. Like, oh, I have to continue fighting this motherfucker.
Yeah,
I don't want to do this anymore. But being the real dude that Nate Robinson is, without being a fighter, whether you want to fight or not, you can't say no.
Right.
You feel me? So he said what any person with balls would say, right, and would say, yeah, I'll continue. And the ref set him up. Like, you know what's funny is everybody been talking about Jamela Hill and old girl asking Jake if it was racism.
Yeah.
Like joking with him. You should ask the motherfucking ref.
He set him up. He set him
that
up.
Motherfucker should have went out to take that last blow. That ref should have stopped that fucking fight.
Right. No
ask
doubt.
the ref what he's
What is he saying? Ref. What is he saying? Oh man.
Okay, but I bring that up to say, right? Floyd Mayweather announces that he's
gonna fight Jake Paul, right?
Logan Paul, the older brother,
the older one,
arguably the worst fighter.
Gotcha.
They're both good fighters. I don't want to say that they're not real fighters.
No,
but they're both good fighters. They really did commit 2 years to trying to train and become a real life fighter. So they have a little bit more skill than a lot of people would, especially because your job is posting videos, so you have all day to train. As
right. What else are you doing?
Somebody who has to have, working 9 to 5.
Although I would challenge you on that. Like, let's not say that getting new content or creating new content every day is easy.
Well, no.
You and I do it once a week, and we find it hard sometimes.
For a very long time, that was all the content.
Yeah, I hear you.
Was fighting videos. You feel what I'm saying? So you're not. It's not that. You're killing two birds with one stone is what you're doing.
Gotcha. All right.
You know what I mean? You're getting content off of your training. So it's not the same as what I'm saying as somebody who has to commit 8 to 12 hours at a job and then get off and hit the gym for 3 hours to get
right.
sparring and
like
shit.
A real amateur fighter would have to do.
So I'll say that to say this. A lot of people are like, why the fuck would Floyd Mayweather do this? This is disrespectful to boxing, all that blase shit. You know what?
Floyd Mayweather thinks it will be a big draw and he can draw millions of dollars from it. Let's be serious.
You just took the matter of fact.
Floyd is all about the money. Like, when has he not been in the money? Like,
fools agree. But I'm not gonna say I wrestled with all. I'm not gonna say that I didn't wrestle with all those emotions at first as well. And I thought to myself, and this is a very big, complex, and heavy question when you really think about it and strip it all the way down. But could Floyd Mayweather possibly be a better businessman than a fighter?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Dude has managed to get paid off the dumbest shit. Like, him doing the WrestleMania thing with the Big Show, that alone should tell you. Like, that was when Tyson joined DX back in the day. Like, same idea.
Right.
Like,
but that had been done before. You feel what I'm saying? When Floyd Mayweather did that had been done before. This right here is like...
has never been done before in terms of... But at the same time, like, what does he have to lose? Like, he's not going to lose to fucking Logan Paul. Like, get the fuck out of here. And what he'll do is he'll dance around with him for how many rounds. At the moment,
there hasn't been any agreement on weight.
Okay.
So that means Floyd Mayweather comes in at 160, Logan Paul 200.
I still give it to Mayweather. He'll be able to
I
dance around
still would too.
Him. He'll be able to dance
still would
around
too,
him.
but that, I mean, I guess that's the allure of it. You know, that's the only allure I could see. That's the only allure I could see from it, because it's like, well, what's the...
Well, and honestly, Mayweather doesn't give a fuck about the reputation of boxing. Mayweather gives a fuck about the reputation of Mayweather. Like, let's be serious.
Exactly.
He don't give two shits about
and I'm not,
how boxing is perceived.
I am not mad at him.
But it's also why he wouldn't fight, like, McGregor in a UFC match. He would only fight him in a boxing match.
Right. Well, I mean, it's the same, right? It's the same reason, and not to steal content from some other podcast, but I'm gonna shout him out. Andrew Schultz said it's Jay-Z wearing a helmet,
right,
on a ski-doo. You know what I mean? Who wears a helmet on a ski-doo? Somebody who's worried about losing all their money.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
One of us, we're not wearing the helmet. We might not even wear a life vest.
I can swim. I'll be all right. I can tread water until they can come back for me.
Exactly. But you look at somebody that has something to lose, and they're gonna take all the precautions that they can.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I just feel like it's what this is to me, at least when I saw it, what this is to me is this is Floyd Mayweather recognizing that first Logan Paul KSI fight did way more views. It was over 1 million views. Did way more views than it should have done.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what Floyd Mayweather recognized was there's a lot of people out there that want to see this YouTuber fight more so because it's just the YouTuber I like than
what's
like the sport of boxing.
Yeah, and the thing is he'll get both, right? Like Logan Paul has how many followers? Like, it's gonna be huge, right? And then on top of that, you're going to get the boxing fans who want it from the spectacle because there's no other boxing like at that level. So
Right.
it's the same reason to your point that you saw X million views from the Tyson Jones fight. Like, whatever.
They said this is what they said, and I haven't heard anything else about it. Gervonta Davis said he wants to fight Jake Paul on the undercard. That would never happen, first and foremost.
Okay.
Because, and we all know Gervonta Davis would eat him alive off of the couch. But that would never happen because the whole reason why I asked if Floyd Mayweather is a better businessman than fighter, not simply because all the previous shit that he's accomplished, but because we all know that he knows Jake Paul's cooking right now. Logan Paul's the more popular one.
Yeah.
But Jake Paul's the one that's cooking right now, especially, in fight sports. People are starting to give him more credit than he deserves. So if you can get the fans of Logan Paul to get mad at you beating him up.
Right. You can set up the Jake Paul fight after.
And you're literally doubling up your money.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's literally selling narcotics.
It's selling dreams.
Without selling narcotics. You're more than doubling up your money each step of the way. Because on that next time around, that Jake, you're getting all the fans that you got from Logan that wanted to see, and Jake's fans as well. And those same dumbass boxing fans that are willing to pay for that fight as well.
Yep. No, you're absolutely right. And
it's like he's and from the outside looking in, he looks like the villain, but in all actuality, he's really the LeBron of boxing.
Yeah.
He is the one that made it to where promoters and other people had to loosen up their reins on how tight they held fighters.
Absolutely.
Now they're starting to know what they're worth, and Mayweather's showing them.
Right. Mayweather's painting the path for you can set your own destiny here.
Exactly. So now you've innovated to where you've given the opportunity for so many fighters who would never be on that level to at least make a living.
Well, and what's interesting is it's not just boxers, right? Like eventually what you will see is fighters, UFC and MMA fighters will go down the same path in terms of I am bigger than the UFC.
Yeah.
And I'll
can do things in the UFC, but I'm not under Dana White Promotions. Right. I'm under Clifford Jordan Jennings Promotions.
Yep.
And I'm in partnership with Dana White and the UFC on all my fights. How about that?
But the thing is until you see the first person do that, and the first person to basically say, I'm in an agreement with UFC, but I am my own fighter, and I will fight people outside of the UFC. That's where the power is, because you know what? At this point, it's not the promotions like the. And the problem is that right now, yes, the promotions are bigger than the fighters.
Right.
But that's not how the sport makes money. The sport makes money on the fighters, not on the promotion.
Right.
And when people start figuring that out, when you get your first Floyd Mayweather, and Conor McGregor is sort of on the borderline of it, but he's also kind of past his prime. Like,
you think?
Yeah, he's getting up there.
So what, 32, 33, 32?
I thought he was older than that. And I mean, he's kind of out of the main event cycle over there, isn't he?
No, he still has a belt.
Oh, does he? I didn't think he did.
I'm pretty sure he still has a belt. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he has a belt.
So he's still ranked pretty high. You're right. He's 32. So he's younger than us. And he's 170, so he's what?
Right,
I don't know that he doesn't still have the title though, I don't think.
I thought the Khabib belt he lost at 155, but he was a multiple division champion. So I believe he still has a belt, but I could be wrong, but I believe he does.
Okay, so he's not quite out of, but like the fact that he's expanding beyond, more what I'm talking about is the fact that he's expanding beyond UFC and
Well,
he's
he
willing
could-
to take, Mayweather in those kind of exhibition type bouts. Like that's what I'm saying is that he is probably one of the few that is showing that he is bigger than the promotion that he's attached to. Is more my point there. And I mean, you kind of saw it, like you kind of see it with guys that cross over into like professional wrestling, like the Brock Lesnar's of the world, but oh, we got somebody want to join. Here we go. My bad.
You good?
Let me see what I could do to get us all on the same screen.
But continue. Can you multitask?
But yeah, so what I'm talking about is how we
Good FB.
he is one of the ones that is bigger than the promotion that he's in. So
Right.
Prime time is in the building.
I know you're not talking
king-
about yourself.
The king is back.
I'm glad you cut
So-
that fucking
so-
Prince bump off your motherfucking head.
It's coming back. I got too much gray to let the long hair stay away. So
Wait. I need you to go back there for me. You said you got too much gray to let the long hair stay away. Like, honestly, for me, that's the reason why the hair stays short. Because if I had let my hair grow out, I got the Mr. Fantastic from the Fantastic Four. They got the silver streaks. That's me.
see, I'm the
But when I let it
Yeah.
stay short, you can't tell.
see, I'm the opposite.
He
I
said
come-
the Mr. Fantastic.
He's silly.
I do. I got it on both sides now. If this grows out, this is all white right here. That's why I keep it short.
So look, I just wanted to hop on so I could be my Stephen A. real quick and give y'all some spoiler alerts. Number one, Cliff, that fight with Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. was trash. Number two, Mike could have easily knocked him out. Mike looked great. I'm not saying
Mike
that.
could have easily knocked him out.
Mike could have easily knocked
Mike
him out.
was trying
but
to
me-
play for the money, though.
But
He wasn't allowed to.
Right.
He wasn't allowed to go
But-
for the knockout.
But
which
it was
automatically was a loss in Mike, because you got to think, even an old ass Roy can outpoint you with punches, just throwing punches. If you're not allowed to knock him out,
right.
He should have just
he
knocked him
can
out.
probably beat you on the points.
Like,
He hit him a few times in the face, but he did. You could tell he wasn't
he
hitting
was
him
pulling
like
it. He was pulling his
right.
punches.
He was pulling. Him
So
back.
was that a factor of like was it in the contract that basically if he knocked him out that
Well,
he wouldn't get paid, or
the
was
He
it?
had no
California-
knockout.
California Commission won't allow Mike to fight back there again as of now, just because it was supposed to be either headgear or no punches to the head whatsoever. They did no headgear and punches to the head, just no heavy blows to the head, only heavy blows to the body.
Because Mike would have fucking taken his head off.
Man, he caught him one time with one clean one that Roy didn't see coming, and I was like, oh my gosh. It looked like Roy ate it, but in like when I rewound it back, because I watched it on YouTube, right? When I rewound it back, you can see Mike didn't follow through. He just hit him with it, but he didn't extend, like, man.
He didn't go all the way through like you could
And I was
have.
right, and I was thinking to myself, there's no way Roy Jones has a chin that could take that blow, and he didn't in real life.
Listen, I thought that match was sorry. I mean, I bootlegged it too. I think I sent you the link. I don't know if you got it, but it just looked sorry. Like it just reminded me that's funny because
I don't like
If I-
admitting that, though. I hate to cut you off. I don't like admitting that I watched it on YouTube because I am a Mike Tyson fan, and anytime I can
no doubt.
support, I would like to.
Right.
But I don't.
But
first of all, I
sometimes
even
you
know
don't
what a
have the
Triller
means.
app is.
Right.
I don't
That's
even
why I
have it.
said whatever number you gave, it was double that because ain't nobody have Triller. I'll be right back.
But what were you saying, Malk? I didn't mean to cut you off.
no, you're good. I just thought the match was sorry. I just thought it was sorry. Like, I mean, Mike looked like he was good, and Roy said he was tired of them body shots. Dang, tired of them body shots, but it just
Oh, yeah,
looked
that was
sorry.
killing him.
It just
was
looked
soft.
sorry.
He was soft in the gut, and you could tell Mike was the one in more shape.
Right, for
So
sure.
basically, all that shit you said on Joe Rogan was a lie.
What'd he say?
Talking about, yeah, he said I originally agreed to the fight in September, because I knew there was no way that Mike could be prepared or in my kind of shape in 4 weeks. But then when they extended it out to November, that's then giving him extra time. And I thought to myself, I can still beat him because I'll always be in better shape.
Man.
But it's gonna be a lot harder. And I was thinking to myself, like, what makes you fucking think you're in better shape?
And Mike Tyson.
Now he was thinking that because his last pro fight was actually only 2 years ago at 50.
That's what I heard. Okay.
He fought at 50. He got knocked out.
Right. Listen.
Well, no. I take that back. That his last fight he won. That was he fought the bare knuckle champion Billy Gunn, which was not a fight. That's like Mayweather fighting Jake Paul.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Whatever Paul.
I'm not saying Billy Gunn can't fight. I'm just saying his style of fighting does not match boxing, and to fight Roy Jones Jr. at that,
it wasn't a tough match.
Exactly. The only way he was going to win is if he hit you with a haymaker and caught you.
Dang. Yeah, I wouldn't too. Now, did you see clips? Did you see the? You probably just saw the highlights, but the Nate Robinson fight. Did you actually see that, or you saw the highlights?
Yeah, no, I saw it. No, I saw all of everything.
Did you? All right, let's talk about this.
I might have cut off the last round of Mike Tyson, Roy Jones.
Yeah, it
I
wasn't.
think I was doing something while I was watching it, and I think I left the house or
whatever. Yeah. So here's my thing, Cuddy, is, and I love Nate. I love basketball, Nate. I'll just say that. I love basketball, Nate.
Continue your thought.
But what I'm just getting at is, and they was just clowning him on Undisputed, Shannon Sharp and them, of course. I've been watching that. They just said it's funny because he said, I'm going to do it for the culture, which, let's be honest, he just really means, I don't say black people, but for the most part, yes, black people, right? I'm going to represent, I'm going to shock the world, I'm going to do this, do that. Man, he went out, and I knew he would, got knocked. Like, what they say on Friday? You got knocked up.
See, here's the thing. I'm not going to, so here's the thing. When people asked him about his credentials, like, well, why would you just hop in the ring with somebody that that's been doing it? He was like, well, you know what? I've always trained, like, even as a child, I've trained that way.
To just hop into whatever, like, just be like a
versatile? No, I mean, like, trained, like, in boxing. Like, I've trained in, I don't know why I said that way, but I've trained in boxing as well. Like, for, like endurance training and all that. Like, I've done, so...
Man, ain't no way. Look,
well, no,
Cuddy,
there definitely can be a way, but the thing is, hitting mitts and hitting a heavy bag and getting in the ring with somebody are
totally
completely different things.
Yeah,
and you could tell when Nate hopped in that ring, he was on street fight mode. That's why he was running across the ring.
Yeah.
Why are you doing that?
Right.
That's not somebody that's ever been in the ring. I'm not even going to say trained, but been in the ring isn't
right. That was not his alley. And I hope he doesn't do it again. I hope he just
listen, a lot of people have been saying, I hope he really does commit to training for a year and hops back in. I'm not saying that he couldn't potentially.
Nate Robinson.
That Nate Robinson, Jake Paul fight.
Listen,
I'm not saying he could potentially get a dub depending on, but it's going to take more than just hitting mitts. You have to get in the ring. That's the only way to get better at boxing is box.
Right.
Not train at it, not hit a heavy bag, not work with your trainer. Get in that ring and actually get hit and throw punches.
So, no, I agree. So the other thing I wanted to talk about, Mr. Jordan Jennings, is my father-in-law and I, Horse Mike, there's White Mike and then there's Horse Mike.
Right.
we long story short, we watched my dad's NFL Sunday ticket on my iPad. I was out of town last week and I went back after quarantining for a month. And he wanted to watch.
How you feeling?
Oh, I'm feeling a lot better. I'm feeling like the old me again, thank God. 'Cause boy, that shit. But I appreciate you asking. But we watched them damn Raiders play.
Oh, so you should have watched the Bills.
Woo! No, Mike. I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna get to you, Mike.
Who'd you watch?
So we
What
watched
game?
them. We watched them Raiders
Falcons?
play. We watched them Raiders play the Jets. Y'all played the Jets last.
Yeah, that was an
Sunday,
awful
Cuddy.
game.
No. Hold on.
That was an awful game. That's why
Y'all
I said
were-
Derek Carr shows his true colors.
Hold on, no, he does. But listen, y'all's defense too is trash, suspect. Listen.
The Bill. By the way, the Bills won
The
their first
linebackers-
Monday night game in over like 25 years.
The
Hey, Bills
linebackers.
is true, Mike. My dad's nervous. I'll get to you about that. My dad's nervous because he's a Steelers fan. He's nervous about this. What tomorrow? He's
Well, I
nervous
think the
about y'all
Steelers will
tomorrow.
beat us, but that's okay.
No, I don't think that. All I'm getting at, Cuddy, you know,
I
I'm
would
talking
love
about stuff.
that. That'd be one time I'd root for your
Buffalo?
Bills.
That's right. Everybody, America's team is the Bills this week. Let's say.
I
Yeah, I would
I
definitely
think-
root for your Bills over Pittsburgh.
I think the Bills will win tomorrow because Pittsburgh's been suspect and they have no run game. They're 29th in the run game.
Even though
And
they're
they-
racist.
Who? The Bills?
Buffalo.
Oh, I
You
bet.
talking about Cole and like and
I'm not even
Josh and-
necessarily talking about the players. I'm talking about.
Oh, Mike's wedding. Mike's wedding. Mike's wedding. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah,
Mike's
it's a
wedding
lot
in?
of. It's a lot of. It's not. Listen, it's not a lot.
Mike,
of,
why did you?
what I'll
what-
say that
hold on,
I saw.
I'm glad Cliff brought this up. Just real quick.
What's
So,
up?
Mike, I understand you got married in. Was it exactly Buffalo?
Yeah,
You
I got married in Buffalo.
Okay.
So
Is
at the time, well, let me give you a little background.
Okay, right, I'm ready. I'm
My
ready.
my family, my father is from Buffalo.
Okay.
Char's family is from Buffalo.
Okay.
My-
all right, I'm with you.
My grandmother, who has since passed away, was
Mm.
living in Buffalo at the time, and the only way that she
Okay.
was going to be able to come, she came in a wheelchair.
Mm.
The only way she was going to be able to come is if we got married
It's
in
local.
Buffalo.
Okay.
Yeah. So we got married. It was a very nice wedding. We were at the what was
I'm
it,
over
Buffalo?
exaggerating.
No.
But you remember them looks that we got in what store was that?
Oh, was it the Coles that we stopped at?
No, it wasn't even the Coles. The Coles wasn't that bad. It was that grocery store we was
Oh,
at.
Wegmans.
Oh,
Is
that sounds.
what
Listen, Mike, that sounds racist. I'm just gonna let you know off tops, bro. That sounds
Yeah.
racist off top.
I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, I'm not from Buffalo, so it doesn't bother me. But
Wagmans. Look,
but
Wagmans. Hey, no color people. Probably.
Yeah.
no, trust me. Well, in fairness, we were also not in Buffalo. We were where we
Okay,
stayed.
outside.
Where we stayed was Lancaster. Like we have a Lancaster in Columbus. That was
That makes
Lancaster
sense.
in Buffalo. Like,
Okay.
and it's actually called the same thing. So
on,
there
was it
ain't
on the outskirts of Buffalo?
ain't a
Like,
whole lot of
outskirts?
brothers in Lancaster, New York either.
Oh, I bet. I
I'm
bet.
about to say, cause Buffalo, that's home of Benny the Butcher and all them. Now y'all ain't take me to the,
Great.
And Rick
the
James
Buffalo.
and
I think Greg Oden is from Buffalo too. I think.
yeah.
Man,
So-
ain't nobody worried about Greg Oden.
So downtown
Listen.
Buffalo, yeah, it's different. Like it's the same way Columbus. Like you get outside of Columbus, you are in nothing but Trump country. But Columbus is different.
So,
Buffalo's
have
kind of
y'all-
the same way.
Have y'all? My mind's just probably bouncing everywhere because I'm hyped to be on here with y'all.
Yeah, we
Have
miss you,
y'all-
man. How you
Yeah.
been?
Have y'all? Man, listen, I ain't had no invite. I'm waiting patiently. I was like, let me just try to get on here tonight if I can.
Well, that's
But,
why. I mean, I will tell you.
Nah, I'm
we,
just talking stuff.
we already said that I invited you because this motherfucker didn't show up. So I texted Malcolm.
Man.
You were the only person, by the way, that I texted with like, "Hey, you want to hop
I
on?"
figured, right, it was quick too. Man, hold on. Let's talk about that. So obviously, yeah, Mike texted me. So I'm like, listen, I started freaking Cliff, and I tell you, I was going to call the FBI. Ask Alexa, she's asleep, but I was going to call the FBI because I said, listen, I said, I know Cliff. I know Mike knows you better, but I said, I know Cliff. I said, Cliff does this show. Cliff is a man of his word. If he says he's going to be there, he's going to do something. He's going to do something. I said, for Cliff to not be on here like Mike said, and no one can get a hold of him, bro, I was going to call the FBI.
No,
grab the
see,
gun.
I knew he was
I
asleep.
Here's my train of thought. I said Cliff could be asleep. Very well, this could be the case. I said he probably got off around 4:30. Even if he's dead ass tired, I just figured he still would wing it and figure it out. But yeah, that makes sense. Though. That was my second
Motherfucker
thought.
alarm ain't go off.
Oh, is that what you did? Well, I called you. Maybe I don't know if you was already up by then, but I was trying to.
When I laid down in that bed and started writing, I set the alarm. Motherfucker just didn't go off. And that's what's odd is that I heard your call, like it was on ring, it wasn't on silent.
Okay.
But when you called, I heard it, but it was like, well, where the fuck did the alarm go?
Right.
Is that what woke you up at least? Is that what woke you up or what?
Your call?
Bad. Okay.
Well done. Well done.
I woke up at 9:18. Like, what the fuck time is it?
I'll take it.
Meanwhile, he didn't get on the show till like 9:30, but
it wasn't that late. It was like 9 and some change. I had to get everything.
Roll the tape.
Up.
Roll the tape.
Right, I bet he did. Right, we'll see it.
Man, roll that beautiful bean footage. Come on, let me see, because I don't see it being no damn.
Well, and you know what? You know, we're so for those that don't know, the studio is moving.
Is it?
Studio will be in a new location in January.
You closed on that house?
Yes, we did. So we closed on the house that we're looking at. Well, we haven't closed on it yet. Sorry, the closing is January 8th.
I'm gonna come burn my sage.
Yes, you can come. I need you to come do that because there might be some asbestos in our new location. But
absolutely, listen, God bless the new crib.
You know, come burn my sage in that bitch in case any crazy shit happens. You know, Bexley never know what happened down there.
He said, don't let Keem find out. Look, Keem probably be the mayor of Bexley. He probably know all that 411.
But yeah, so we'll have a new studio in about 4 weeks.
That's exciting.
That's what's up, though. Good. Congratulations for sure.
Nah,
now, while I got y'all here,
what you got?
Here we go.
I got a game.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Well, before we do the game,
that was a tease.
Before we do the game, I just have some quick questions. These are just holiday because we're in the holiday. You know how we ended it last week on the holiday shit. So
I missed last week. I'm mad. I don't know what happened. I must have forgot last week.
You didn't miss nothing.
We'll go back and get the podcast. Get the podcast version. Get us up to a $10 on our ad money. We're up to 7, Cliff. We passed the $7 mark on the ad money for the podcast. So
pushing, making waves. It's
the only place where we're making. Honestly, what I can't wait to do is I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna look at the clips Sarvel sent, and then I'm also gonna. What I will do is I will
together like a 3-minute long clip of all the mixed.
All of that kind of back to back, but I'm also gonna do like boosted posts on Facebook advertising for like check this one out, then check this one out, then check like a series of them and see what we can do. But
that's interesting. You know that shit. I don't know that shit.
No, my thing is I got to get the content. We've talked about that a lot.
I'm a rock star, baby. I'm just here to run
You're
my
the
mouth
talent. I know.
And fuck up hotel rooms. That's it. That's all. I'm here to run my mouth and fuck up hotel rooms.
I think I've got 2 or 3 people that might be interested once we move too, because we'll be within walking distance.
Oh, really? Yeah. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing.
Right. I hear you.
What are y'all talking about?
I said once we move, I might have 2 or 3 people that might be interested in hopping on the show because we'll be closer, like within walking distance.
Oh. Y'all know if that's a good or a bad thing. But let's get into this holly jolly.
I'm ready.
Listen.
Let's do it.
So I got a couple Christmas questions. I only got a couple, like 3 or 4.
Okay.
And then I have a game, I will say. Some Christmas synonyms. that I want to see if y'all know the answers to.
Okay.
So first, I want to know y'all's favorite Christmas song. What's your favorite Christmas song? Song gets you in your Christmas spirit, all that jazz.
Hold on.
I got a couple of them, but
yeah, I do too.
So I will give you the album first, and then I'll give you the specific song.
Found it.
And those that know me will know that last year.
What is it? Feliz Navidad.
No. Come on, man. I got more soul than that. So last year, or no, two years ago, my wife and I went to go see John Legend live. We did a meet and greet. We did the meet and greet experience and everything. So we got a picture with John. For those of you that know me, look at my Facebook cover photo. That's me, John, and Char. So John Legend's A Legendary Christmas is definitely my favorite album. And it is by Christmas Eve is my favorite song. And I know that's only like 2 years old, but John fucking kills it, man. Like, I fucking love
Give me
John
your top
Legend.
3. I need each of y'all's top 3.
All right, so I'll give you my top 3. I got By Christmas Eve by John Legend. So that's up there just because it's resonating. It's good. It's new. The other one is this is an old spoof song, but it's I Am Santa Claus to the Iron Man theme. And it's a dude named Bob Rivers that did it. So it's kind of like it's a spoof holiday album. And then the other one has to be All I Want for Christmas Is You with Mariah.
You know what?
Oh,
that has to be. That's on my top 3 as well.
And the one in my closet fourth that I won't acknowledge in public would be the Christmas Shoes song. The honorable mention is Christmas Shoes, which I know that song drives people crazy.
I don't know,
but it makes me cry every time I hear it.
Christmas Shoes. Okay.
I'm gonna buy her.
I got a good
for my mama, please.
Oh no,
it's Christmas Eve and these shoes are just her size.
No, I don't know anything about those shoes.
All right, well, listen to go look up a YouTube video for Christmas shoes and tell me if you don't cry.
All right, what about you, Mal?
So for me, I like This Christmas by Donny Hathaway.
Yeah, so that's a classy.
And I like also the This Christmas version by Nat King Cole.
God damn, you like the same shit, huh? Just a repetitive.
I like both the styles, but then I also pulled up. I don't know which one in particular. I got to pull it up on Apple Music. I like Frank Sinatra's music in general because of Alexis now, and I like his Christmas music.
That's Uncle Frankie.
So look up what is it? A Rat Pack Christmas is the album, and it's got.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, they got some. That's a good one. That's a good one. Does that have "Baby It's Cold Outside" on there?
I think so.
That's my honorable mention. Hold up, bro.
Malcolm trying to get us a copyright strike.
Shut it off. Shut it off. You about to get us flagged.
Well, you know what?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, we got flagged for Keem, and he was on the show, and I lost the copyright battle.
You can only play like 5 seconds of a.
Don't get me started.
Really?
Don't get me started.
I can't get no podcast then. Listen, I didn't even know that. That's crazy. Okay.
But
anyways, yeah.
I didn't know we got flagged for Keem.
We did.
But,
twice. Both times. The first time I won the copyright battle. The second one I did not.
Dang.
That didn't make sense.
For the same fucking song. Well, it's because he doesn't actually own the copyrights. It's some other company that built or produced the track.
So it's not official till you own the copyright, it sounds like.
That's the real deal, yeah.
So we was cooking in the kitchen, baby. We was all us.
Which honestly, we don't make money on YouTube anyway. So a copyright strike on YouTube is like you lose monetization, and we're not monetized at this point anyways on YouTube. So fuck it, whatever.
Run that song back, Malk. I'm just playing. Okay, so mine, that is Dean Martin, right? Baby, It's Cold Outside.
He's part of the Rat Pack, but I don't know.
That might not be Dean.
He might have his version of it, but I know Uncle Frankie got his, but
Uncle Dan chiming in with Malcolm's list matches the closest to to his.
That's what's up.
Yeah, that's
mine is okay. Very first on the top of my list. TLC Creep.
Hold on, Chris. We're talking about Christmas, right?
Yes.
That's not no Christmas song.
All right.
It is a Christmas song, and I did not know. I always used to wonder as a kid.
Creeping on you, creeping on me, creeping on we, baby, baby. What?
No, that is not Creep.
What song are you talking about then?
Creep is So I Creep. Yeah.
Oh, right.
On the download.
That's a Christmas song?
She says, the 23rd of loneliness, and we don't
December?
like we
Oh, like your birthday.
I like that. Yeah, I'm going to play that tonight then. Okay.
Listen, I
Cliff.
used to wonder as a child all my life why they played that around Christmas all the time until I got older and listened to the words. And I was like, oh, she's talking about her nigga not fucking with her around the holidays, so she wants to be appreciated with someone else.
Oh,
I didn't never
man.
knew that.
That's what the song is about. But for some reason, that song just brought me into, oh, I know it's Christmas time now. You know what I mean? Like, it's not an average Christmas song, but it always brought me into that realm. Second, I'm gonna go with Boys to Men, Let It Snow.
Okay.
And then Mariah Carey song.
I'll give the Mariah Carey. We'll put her in there, and then my honorable mention would be "Baby It's Cold Outside." Now,
Yeah, I like that. I was gonna say I like that. Cliff, you probably seen that movie. I don't know if you've seen it, Mike. What's that movie Chris Brown was in? That I like it around the holidays. It's obviously a Christmas. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
It's Christmas.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like
Christmas.
the remake he did in that movie. Obviously must be this Christmas that he redid.
Yeah.
Like Chris Brown can only really make upbeat songs.
So
to
did
me.
we
Like
last?
pop songs.
Yeah, because he can't, like, I'm not saying he can't sing, but like on a song like This Christmas,
No, he's
miss me with Chris.
he's a dance club banger, not real singing.
Yeah, I agree.
Did we talk movies last week? Did we talk
Uh-huh.
favorite Christmas movies? I can't remember.
We did.
Okay.
Somebody, I think you said Home Alone.
Yep. All right. That's what I was
Mike.
just double checking.
Mike, I got some water, but
elephant never forgets. I told you.
Well,
memory-
and
I love Home Alone.
I was
Vicious.
tired last week.
love Home
I
Alone.
was too. I'm tired every week, motherfucker. You can't see. I
No
almost
doubt.
missed it so
Well,
fucking
like I
episode.
said, man, we'll be about twice as close in a month.
I don't know. I feel like that one might be closer.
No, by no means. Like, I'm literally, you could walk to my place now. You could walk to my place starting in January. It's less than a mile.
Oh,
I
damn.
can almost guarantee you.
Well, I feel more comfortable there.
Well, I'm sure you feel more comfortable
Yeah,
here.
Cliff's bougie. Cliff don't want to do no Gehenna, no Westervilles.
Well,
No,
he's anti-bougie
Bexley.
is the problem. He doesn't want to do those things.
Right.
Cliff said, if there ain't no gun,
And I ain't mad at him. I understand. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to fall asleep without the sound of the freeway outside.
Right. Oh, Mike, you said it. When I move one day, that's all I hear where I'm at. That's all I hear, freeway. Man, I'm not gonna know what to do.
Well, I'm literally on the edge of, Cliff knows, I'm literally on 70. Like, Cole is the street that runs parallel to 70.
Oh, dang.
Let's knock these out here and
All
then
right,
we
what
can
you got?
do whatever afterwards. So these are our slang Christmas synonyms. Okay.
Okay.
I want to see. I only got a couple.
Well, that's good because we're already at 212. So let's see what we got.
Okay. Some are easy, some are hard. So we'll start it off easy. I want to see how many y'all can get.
Okay. I'm still
First
waiting to
one.
understand what this is. So let's go.
First one's easy and cheesy. You'll figure it out as we go. First one's easy and cheesy. What is the slang synonym would be Candy Castle.
Candy Castle. Candyland? Candy Castle.
Candy
These are
Cat.
Christmas terms, items, phrases.
So it's not candy
Can-
cane.
Candy
Gingerbread House.
Gingerbread House.
There we go. Okay, that's what I'm talking
So
about.
who gets the
I
point,
figured-
me or Malcolm?
Y'all both get it. Y'all both
That's
get
a
it
draw.
at the same time. So
That's a
Okay.
Mike Tyson, Roy Jones right there. Draw.
okay, what about North Pole Pygmy?
North Pole Pygmy.
An elf.
South Pole.
An elf.
I'm thinking opposite.
An
Yeah,
elf.
I'm just thinking the
Okay.
opposite.
All right, so I'm up 2-1 against Malcolm.
Yeah, 2-1 right now. Okay. All right.
We might have to do this every segment until we get to Christmas. Go ahead.
Right.
We can do that if you like.
I like that
had a couple
idea.
More. Okay. What about? No, I think Malk might get this because he specializes in them. Even though Mike. What about a privileged young white girl?
A snow bunny.
A privileged young white girl. It's a Christmas term.
Mm-hmm.
A snowflake.
There you go.
Ah, that's a good one. Dang, that's a good one.
3-1, baby.
Well, listen, I've been retired from the snowflakes for about 6 years now, so I didn't forgot what a
You
snowflake
said I've been
was.
retired from.
Look,
I ain't mad.
Touche, young
I still
brother.
dabble.
I forgot
You
the other
said I
side.
still dabble.
Right,
Mike is
right.
stupid.
I can't stand Mike.
There aren't many that can, man. I understand. Okay. I'm like like the first time you have beer, I'm an acquired taste, man. I get
Right.
Man, listen.
I know that's right. Okay. Where else we at? What about baby diamonds?
Baby diamonds.
Flakes, crystal. Hold on. Baby diamonds.
Mm-hmm.
Baby diamonds. Baby diamonds. An ornament?
Mm-mm.
That's kind of where I was gonna go. That was the first thing that
Is
came to
that-
my mind too. Was ornament.
Baby diamonds. Christmas lights?
Mm-mm.
Ooh, that was another good one.
That's a good one. That is a good one. I wouldn't have thought of that.
Baby diamonds.
A wreath?
Snowflakes again.
Nope. Y'all give up?
Baby diamonds.
Nobody.
I don't
did
know.
that?
I don't know what else you would equivalent baby diamonds to.
Yeah, I got nothing. Go ahead, Clay.
Coal.
Coal. Okay, because
I would have never. Yeah, I would have never put that.
Coal.
Baby diamonds.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
I understand that one. I don't agree with it, but I understand where you're going with that.
You don't agree with it?
I like I said.
Don't get mad because you didn't.
I said I understand. I said I just don't agree. It's fine.
Don't get mad because you didn't. Okay. What about embryonic ethanol?
Oh, you lost me already.
Eggnog.
Eggnog, my guy.
See, these are the jokes for the almost mid 30-year-olds. I'm not in that club yet, so I haven't.
Don't get mad because
See, I
tried to throw my shade.
This is a fair fight, Nate Robinson, and right now the white man is whooping your ass.
This wasn't meant for people. This game. Look. I'm calling Cuddy. Remember this, Cuddy? I'm calling you Dap. This wasn't meant for 90s babies.
There's an unfair and deceptive acts and practices.
Right.
Trust me, I work in credit too. I understand.
Bait and switch.
Now, I got two more for you.
All right, what
Let's
you
do
got?
it.
And you got to come
down
up with
bad.
more for next week when your mom is on. So.
Oh, your mom's gonna be on here?
Yeah, that should be a very fun one.
I'm tuning in for
Right, everybody.
Yeah,
I mean, I will tell you,
fun.
Shar said she was gonna tune in for the whole episode, so you know it's a big deal.
How'd you even get your mom? We'll get to that later.
Yeah,
How'd you
let's
even
finish
get
the
her to
game
tune
and we
in?
could wrap up
Listen.
with that.
Next one. Predatory parsley.
Mistletoe.
Mistletoe.
Y'all just way too good at this.
No, I
I'm
just
trying
have
to think
known
how
Cliff
long.
longer.
Right. I'm like, man, you know how his mind work. Right?
Because
These
I
are
don't know.
original.
I don't know that predatory parsley actually mean or we could be
Right.
translated back to mistletoe. But I
I don't
understand
know.
where he was
Nah.
going.
What? You know how many old bastards held mistletoe up above the young girls in listen movies, office parties? What you mean? That was
I hear you.
right there.
Well, I got the answer, didn't I? All right, let's go.
Well, if you didn't agree with that one, we're definitely going out with a bang. Let's see if you get this motherfucker. Santa's glory hole.
The chimney.
Fireplace.
That's a good one.
Milk and cookies.
I might have to even give you a half a point for that one because that.
Santa's glory hole.
No, that couldn't be the chimney.
Why not? That's where he gets his glory.
That's where Santa. That's where you're right. That's what Santa likes to go to get inside or to go in, quote unquote.
Well, that would be more like a pagina.
Pagina.
A pagina.
Did you miss that topic earlier, Malk?
Yeah, I must have missed that. What? No, I did listen to, which I was very intrigued, the whole Mandela Effect thing,
one.
and then the Captain Crunch and Captain. Listen, y'all had me tripped out for a minute. I had to really think about some stuff earlier. I was really debating life. I'm like, is my name really Malcolm? Am I really
right?
Like,
Am I the self that I started with?
Real talk.
That
did I change or did the universe
changed into an alternate self from a self dimension?
All right. So I think you have to give me the half point on chimney. Malk, you got any other ideas on what was it? Santa's glory hole?
No, I don't know.
Stockings?
Ooh.
No.
Santa's glory hole. No.
To Dan's point, Santa comes down the chimney hole or down the chimney. So that's Santa's glory hole.
That'll be more like Mrs. Claus' vagina. But Santa's glory hole would be.
You got anything, Malcolm, before he gives it to us?
Listen, I give up.
I'm out too.
He's tricky.
A Christmas wreath.
Hold on.
I'll take chimney over Christmas wreath.
Right.
I disagree.
Why would that be? But hold on. Why would that be his glory hole?
Because it's up against every door.
Okay.
Right?
All right. I guess.
It's a hole. I don't even know what it's.
But it's not really a hole. Like it just goes on top. Like it's a circle on the door. It's not
right.
A hole.
It's not even a hole.
Maybe it's a representation.
It's a facade.
Hole.
It's a facade.
It's a for something. It's a.
It's a vagina.
It's a vagina.
It's a phallacid. It's a phallacid when we stick it in. I don't know it.
I can't stand Cliff.
Oh man! All right, hey, we're at 2:22. You want to wrap this up, sir?
2:22. Rick Ross.
I don't like Rick Ross.
I don't.
Fuck Rick Ross and
right.
Love each other.
Moving along.
Love everyone.
Happy holidays. Fuck everybody.
Happy holidays. Happy holidays. Happy Hanukkah. Happy Kwanzaa. Merry Christmas.
Christmas.
I like that one better. Merry
Christmas.
I like that one better. Sound like Putty Cat.
Oh man.
In Yuletide Carol.
There you go.
Yuletide Carol. Okay.
Malk, anything to take us out?
Listen, peace, love, and stay COVID free.
Listen.
Hey, just real quick, are we doing a post show or are we closing out tonight?
I'm with a post.
All right, we'll
All
throw
right,
on the post show. Hit us up. It's my cell phone number, lowercase fools for the password. We'll be on in about 2 minutes. For everybody else, thank you for joining us tonight. I have been Michael Reggie, as always, here with my main man, Cliff Jennings, even if he's 20 minutes late. And Malcolm, thanks for joining us tonight. We appreciate it. We appreciate y'all.
The real
like, share, subscribe, and good night, everybody.
Was I on time?
In another universe.
Listen, stop fucking playing with me. Until next time, you sons of bitches.
Peace out, fools. We love you.
Peace. Love.
And fuck your mothers.